So the objective for today is to try and fit some of these unique roles that we've been covering in videos over the past couple of weeks. So we're going to try and get a libero, regista, raumdeuter, inverted wingback, enganche, and a trequartista into a team that's well balanced. That is going to be tricky. However, I kind of think I've done it. All right, so let's dive into today's video. The tactic to look at looks a bit bleh, but as you can see, it's worked exceptionally well. We finished second in the National League, 102 points, but didn't get promoted because Carlisle, remember, we're kind of playing with the Carlisle from FM24, not the FM26 at Carlisle. Good Football League side. Finished with 115. We then got all the way to the final and we lost 3-2 to Southend. However, the tactic works. And more frustratingly as well, when you do these simulations, before you go on all day, asks you, play the current tactic, obviously yes, then play current roles. Now I decided to go against current roles because basically that would play the same players all the time in every single game, and over 48 games, including the 2 playoffs plus 2 cups. Bit of a nightmare. Players get unfit. So I thought I would let the assistant manager play the strongest 11. And interestingly, if we look at the enganche in particular, the kind of one of the key roles, he's a 3-star, he's Ollie Banks. Miles better than anyone else, as you can see. And he's not played. Them 2 starting games were from when I played the first 2 games myself. I'm going to blame it on the assistant manager why we didn't get promoted. All right, we're going to go through the tactic. We're going to also discuss the other roles in and around it and why I've set them up to make it work. And, if you want the ultimate, the rumour is, if you look at the video that FM Console did yesterday, some stuff's been going online on the SI forums, which has actually been deleted by SI, which is interesting. And also on Twitter, the roles are changing. There is no more trequartista, there is no more enganche, there is no more regista. There may be a libero, but it's not called a libero. So it's the last time to play with these magical roles, and I've managed to get them into one tactic. And how many goals did we score? 91. And interestingly, we only conceded 40, which is less than a goal a game, which when you look at that big gaping hole in the middle of midfield, you would start to question it. All right, and the main holder is a regista where you don't have to be defensively good. All right, so the main roles that we wanted to include were the libero, the inverted wingback, doesn't matter what side, the regista, the enganche, the trequartista, the raumdeuter. Now, ideally, I was looking at sort of like a double pivot alongside that regista, maybe a deep line playmaker. But the thing that I wanted to get into the game most was the libero, and the libero that we covered in the video a couple of weeks ago was a libero in a back 3. We started to see some of that actually. Neves at Al Hilal under Simone Inzaghi did it during the World Club Cup, and someone else did it. Xavi Alonso did it with Tchouaméni dropping in and then dropping and pushing on into midfield, sometimes going really tight in terms of rest defence, going and closing down number 10s and stuff like that. So, yeah, we wanted to get a back 3 in so that libero could move them. And I kind of thought then the libero would then move alongside the regista, so you're still kind of getting that too. The right-hand side, it could have been either or, but I knew that I needed to put the inverted wing-back on one side and then the raumdeuter on the other. I knew I needed to do that. I also needed to play the trequartista at striker. It's the best place to put trequartista. It actually works really nice. And obviously the enganche, the only place you can put that is in the central mid in the cam position. So to offset a couple of things, we've got a back 3 here. I've just gone basic wide centre backs on defend. I like them roles, so that's why we've got them in. Gives a nice little structure. Not going to get too far forward, but we'll try and work the wide areas a little bit in possession, open out that play potentially. Might even push on the 2 wing backs a little bit. Now the issue that we've got is that our right inverted wing back is going to do that, isn't he? Which is great, because then that allows a free pass potentially into our right winger. Now our right winger, I want him to be a right winger, old school right winger. I want him to hug the touchline. I don't want him to dribble in onto a left foot. He's going to hug the touchline and allow that from Joe Felix, who's playing as our inverted wing back. On the other side, the Rome Deuter is a tricky one, because if you look at, even though we covered it in a video with Thomas Muller and we noticed how wide he gets, he sits narrower. So if he sits narrower, to give us a nice little bit of balance, it kind of means we need to get that wing back going around the side. And because we've only got one holding midfielder, I decided to put the complete wing back on support, just so he would just ease off a little bit. And the same thing on here. I did initially want to do that as an attack, but I thought we would get maybe too exposed. He would go too high too early, clog up that, and then would be caught maybe out of possession a lot of the time. So both on support. Kitchen in particular, most assists, our left back, 18 assists and 7 goals from left wing back. Joe Felix, 6 and 6. This guy, trust me, York City fans will know, this guy is the best fullback in non-league. He is incredible. He's like prime Kante. He's really small, look, 5'4", really small, but he's fast, aggressive, good ball winner, dribbles, can play central midfield as well. I'm hoping FM26, whoever does the research for FM26 for York City, he needs to be all 20s basically. So in there. Now the registers, we said, I left it blank. I was going to put dribble more on because I love that in a register, but because it wasn't a double pivot, I didn't want him to often just vacate. I thought if I have him just bog standard, he'll maybe do a little bit of passing, ball playmaking from deeper, rather than getting the ball and travelling with it. And then the front three, as we've said, no player instructions. The Enganche, Trequartista is a nice little mix. The Trequartista as a central striker as well gets particularly high. The goals have been spread out quite well. Look, Ollie Pierce, even though he's not great in the game, he's amazing in real life. Goals spread out. To be fair, Fagan Walcott, Alabero has scored 13 for the season. Aguiar, who I think's played a lot of the time. This is what I mean. He's nowhere near as good as Ollie Banks, but he's played as the Enganche, which is really frustrating. So that was the kind of the thought process. One wing back going round, one going on the underlap, Newby on that right hand side as the winger, just holding his width, not getting too high. We can't really do anything with those middle four, but apart from having that libero in a back three. So if he moves into there, we've still got 2 defenders sitting back. In possession, in the instructions, fairly narrow, because I thought we're going to get potentially, even though we're in possession, I'm actually thinking about out of possession. We're still going to get width with the winger. We're still going to get width with that wing back, and it's as if they're going to be playing in the centre of the pitch. My thought process is that when we lose the ball, the narrower we are, the better. So that if we're a little bit narrower, we then can support the register, which is heavily exposed. Yeah? We've also seen the Enganche as well. We'll maybe watch a couple of little highlight games, see a couple of goals. The Enganche in particular does backtrack. It's not a role that just stands still and does nothing. Out of possession, he will come in. So we'll see how much he actually does come in during some of the highlights. Shorter passing, I thought we need to control the game as much as possible, not be overly aggressive with it in possession. Not kind of that basketball kind of feel. So I really wanted to just, can we control the game? We've got a lot of attacking, playmaking, ball keeping roles. Enganche, Register, Libero, the winger on support, the Trequartista. We've got loads of people good in possession. So let's keep it as much as possible. Low crosses because we've got a small centre forward. Counter press because we're going to have a lot of players up the pitch. Hold shape. I thought, let's not get into that basketball kind of game. Take short kicks, distribute to the centre backs as we play because we're building with that back three. Out of possession, get up that pitch as best we can. High line, high press. Possession-wise, we've done extremely well, 61%. So it is I think that's down to the tempo as well. If you're always wanting more possession, lowering that tempo does help. So I think I've kind of got the balance right. I just think we've been incredibly unlucky with a couple of the decisions the assistant manager has done, and then losing in the final. Right, so we're just going to watch a few goals, see what happens, see if we can see anything. So immediately in possession, we've kind of made a nice 3 there. So we've got like a 2-3-5 in possession. 2 centre-halves, Palmer and Howe. Extremely, maybe a little bit wide, but that's fine. That's fine. Palmer could be a little bit narrower. Fagan Walcott is the libero. He's moved from that libero position into a DM. The Register's moved out to the left of the 3. And then Joe Felix, the right back, the right inverted wing back, he's come in. So we've got a really nice 2-3-5 with the Rome Deuter working in the half space. Pierce now in the half space, and leaving that central space for the Enganche. I'm absolutely loving that. Let's see. I think we get a goal from it. Oh, it's a lovely run from Newbie. Very clever. Great finish. Great finish. I didn't expect to see a clean 2-3-5 like that. We had a little bit of trouble with the register during the video that we made, and when we tried to play him with the libero in the previous video, we struggled. But there, with the inverted wing back, it's actually worked into a perfect 2-3-5. We're scoring absolute bangers. So there's our back three. Our left wing back, right wing back, right winger, Enganche, Register, Rome Deuter, and Stones is playing as the trequartista. So long ball in, and there's the Enganche. Coming in quite deep, look. Lovely run. Felix, lovely position in that half space. Oh, I'd love it if he just slips in Sinclair now. He does. Enganche getting in. Oh, he's going to get on the end of it, and he's rattled it in. There we go. Good movement. Obviously, with the rolls so sort of like roaming out of in possession, they're going to pop up in maybe areas you don't expect. It's a lovely little give and go with the register down that right-hand side. So there, once again, we've got our 2-3-5. Very popular in terms of build-up. Chelsea in particular. Oh, no, sorry, they're more of a 3-2-5. But 2-3-5 is popular. Man City have done it, you know, when they invert both wing-backs at times. There's maybe something there in that tactic. I'm hoping doing a Sheffield Wednesday video using attributes and kind of like a Moneyball save. And I was thinking of a tactic. I wonder if I'm brave enough to use this tactic for a mini-series and see if we can do the Moneyball save Sheffield Wednesday using this ultimate tactic. Some lovely goals in there. That was a lovely goal as well from Woking. All right, guys, a little bit of a short one today. But as you can see, I've managed to do it. I think it's very important that the roles, the other roles that you have, if you want to put other weird and wonderful sort of like player roles in the game, it's the other roles surrounding it to help them out, to give you that balance. That's the word we're looking for today. Balance, all right? Tactic is available for the Patreons. Link down in the description. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you later.